Going back home and playing up at Washington State, what's that going to be like for you?
It's going to be fun. I obviously grew up watching a lot of games in Martin Stadium and going to a lot of Apple Cups and different things like that. Having my Uncle Mark, being in the Hall of Fame over there, it's going to be different, but it'll be fun for sure.
Saturday, how would you kind of assess how you did?
I never really got into a rhythm. Stalled out a few drives. Thought we were pretty good on third downs. Obviously didn't get the fourth down early in the game, and then missed a couple shots. When I got an opportunity, but it's never as good as you think, and it's never as bad as you think. I went back on film, and I thought it was a little better than I thought it was, but definitely looking forward to improving week 2.
You mentioned the rhythm. How hard can that be when in the last 2 years you haven't had to really worry about someone else coming in at all in the game, and you had the 2 series off, and that's when you threw the pick right after that. I mean, how hard is that, and what kind of adjustment is that going to be for you, having to take a series off here and there?
Yeah, it's not really that much different, to be honest. Honestly, it's kind of nice, being able to see what's going on from the sidelines a little bit. I mean, you kind of get a different perspective. When Montel's out there, I can see what they're trying to do on defense, what the corners are doing post-snap. A lot of stuff I don't get to see, when I'm handing the ball off and my back's turned. So from that standpoint, it's really nice. And, I think it really just comes down to, you gotta go out there and make plays. It doesn't really matter, how many, when you're getting in or what series.
I know this summer when you talked to other quarterbacks around the country, you talked about what it's like to play quarterback, the pressures of playing quarterback. So what is it like now for you after a game? Montel was in there and he was in there late, and, excited the fans and all that stuff. What's it like for you right now, the pressure of being a quarterback?
I'd say it's pretty much the same, to be honest. Really I've stopped worrying about all the external factors that, are going on, and really for me it's just all about getting better from week 1 to week 2. So whatever I can do to do that this week, I'm going to work on it as hard as I can in practice. I'm going to be in here every single day watching film, and I'm looking forward to this game.
Was that hard though? I mean, in the fourth quarter, you obviously want to be the guy out there and see someone else in there finishing out the game. How hard was that?
We were winning, and Montel was doing a great job. So it's really wasn't that hard for me because at the end of the day, I want to win a championship. That's first and foremost for me. Honestly, not getting it done my first 2 years here, that's something that I really am looking forward to. So. Whoever's in the game's in the game. Whoever's rolling is rolling, and I thought he did a great job, coming in and making plays.
Yeah, you have a pretty young offensive line. Is it going to take some time there? I know that you emphasize kind of pocket awareness and stuff this offseason too, and it seems like you hung in the pocket as much as you could on Saturday. But just how will that kind of continue to get better, I guess?
Yeah, no, I have no worries about that at all. I think our offensive line's going to, it's kind of like the same thing with me. We're all looking to improve from week 1 to week 2. A lot of new faces out there. Guys getting their first snaps in, a game-like situation with live bullets flying. So the communication, I think that's something that's definitely got to improve. And then just making sure we're all on the same page, and from there we'll be all right.
You talk about the responding to adversity aspect. How big of a test is that this week, considering Saturday, and then considering going home and playing against a really good team?
Yeah, no, it's definitely gonna be loud there. We obviously know that it's gonna be a great environment. I got to expect adversity, at some point throughout the game. So, that's something that we always know. We got it. Our first 3 series on Saturday. Thought we were had a good plan coming out, and then didn't score the first 3 drives. So. That's something that we had to battle through, and I thought we did a great job doing that.
How do you feel you've handled the cases in games? Slow start against Air Force and Baylor and even Troy. How do you feel you've handled that, and how are you trying to improve that where things do go wrong, that they don't just stay that way?
Yeah, I'm always trying to improve that. It's little things here and there too. Like in the first series we get stopped on a 4th and 1. We were rolling there. I took a sack in the red zone the next series, and then the third one just missed a throw that had to step up and make a throw with the guy in my face. So it's something that I got to work on, and it's something that I think every quarterback in the country deals with. And we don't always have perfect games, and I realize that that's not going to be my first off game. That's not going to be my last off game. So that's something that I realize, and like I said, I'm just looking forward to get better in week 2.
What was kind of your relationship with Montel like? And some guys in your spot might not sit well for you to be the 2-year starter, another guy come in and take some of your playing time. I mean, how's your relationship with him and that kind of dynamic in the room?
My relationship's great with Montel. I think he's done nothing but good things since he's been here. He's been unselfish. He's been a good leader. He's helped me out, pushed me every single day. I think I'm better because of him. That's something that we've been competing every single day with each other. So, it's awesome to have him in the QB room. He obviously brings a different dynamic to our offense. Can do some things with his legs, and it's great to have him.
Montel mentioned the same thing that you did, watching from the sidelines, having that perspective. How helpful is that, especially considering the last few years you weren't able to do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely helpful, especially, if, we were saying, we don't get first 3 drives maybe don't go as well for us as we thought, and then he comes in and, a little bit of different change of pace. I can kind of see what's going on a little bit out there, and then, hopefully we can get something rolling. So it's definitely nice.
Is there more pressure on you to say, I have to play better, or I might lose more playing time?
I wouldn't say so necessarily. I mean, I just gotta, I always have to play good. I think no matter what, whether Montel was here or not, I'm gonna still have to play good, because we need to win. So that's something that I think I've always dealt with here, and then like I said, can't really focus on the external factors. Got to just focus on the day-to-day process and getting myself better from week 1 to week 2.
Rypien, what do you see so far out of the Washington State defense?
Very active. Very good defensive front. I think linebackers are very experienced. Both. I think they got 2 or 3 seniors there at that position. So. Secondary does a great job of disguising their coverages. Obviously seeing an offense like Washington State's every single day, their secondary is going to have to be disciplined with a guy like Luke Falk. So, it's going to be a challenge for us. It was last year, but we're hoping to improve on what we did last year and come out and just execute like we know we can do.
Do you know Luke Falk at all, or do you have any relationship with him at all, or anything like that?
No, not really. I know of him, and one of our old athletic trainers here used to work at Washington State, and got me in contact with him for a quick bit, but never really have spent much time with him.
How about maybe I don't know how many times you've been to Pullman in your life, but do you have a most memorable? I don't know if it's an Apple Cup or anything like that, but anything that really stands out to you?
Yeah, I think the 2012 Apple Cup. Keith Price's last year, and Wazoo was having a bad year, UW was pretty good that year. I think it was Sark's. I want to say it was almost his last year. I think it was Leach's first year there, and they ended up winning in overtime. It was just like a defensive lineman almost had a pick 6 in overtime. It was a really fun game.
What about do you know Mike Leach very well at all, or anything like that? Or
yeah, I got to spend a lot of time with him in my recruiting process.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Coach Leach? And only because he was asked the question yesterday, do you believe in aliens?
I think he's got an opinion on everything, that's for sure. And he's obviously a very, very smart coach. And I saw a quote somebody sent me a quote the other day that he was like. So they asked him a question about my Uncle Mark, and he said that he could probably play D-line for him right now, and I would have to agree with that statement. So he's an interesting guy, but a great coach, great offensive mind. He's done really good things at Wazoo.
I know he couldn't come down last. You couldn't come down last year. But is your uncle going to be there Saturday?
I don't know. I haven't. I'm not going to have to get a ticket for him because I think he gets season tickets for life.
Don't dodge the question. Do you believe in aliens?
I think I do. I mean, I think it's very naive to say that there's no other life form out there, with all the stuff going on in space.
What about Bigfoot?
Bigfoot, that's a myth. There's no way. I don't believe in Bigfoot.
And if your uncle is going to be at the game, do you see him wearing crimson or blue?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he's definitely wearing crimson. My mom's a Wazoo grad. She's wearing blue and orange. So.
I want to ask you quick about AJ. In that game Saturday, he didn't have a catch from you last season, but he had 4 out there on Saturday. What stood out about his game and what he does bring to the offense?
Just been the same guy he has been for the last 9 months. I think he's probably worked the hardest out of anybody I've seen. As far as putting in extra work, being in the weight room, getting in jugs all the time. Unbelievable teammate. The guy's been really unselfish. Had to wait, to get on the field here, and it's starting to pay off for him.
What about the O-line? I know you mentioned it, but without Archie on set last night, you get a lot of young guys in there, and even Quevedo subbing in. I know you're not going to expect growing pains, or maybe you do, but how do you kind of look at that line kind of getting better and looked a lot different than the one in the Cactus Bowl?
Yeah, obviously, a lot of new faces, like I said, and it's there is going to be some growing pains, I think there. Obviously with just inexperience, comes you got to learn. You got to fail, I think, to learn a little bit. So, like I said, I have complete trust in Coach Bedell and that entire group, and I think they're going to do a great job preparing this week and be better from week 1 to week 2.
Pocket presence and pocket awareness. Do you feel like you kind of showed that growth that you've made throughout the offseason? I think about the completion to Chase or the dunk down to Wolf, and showcase kind of that growth throughout the offseason?
I think so, a little bit, yeah. And then that's something I'm still obviously continuing to work on every single day. It's kind of just a feel thing. You got to be able to, feel how they're rushing a little bit throughout the game, and then where pockets are open up. So, yeah, I think I definitely showed it a little bit.
Have you played in Martin Stadium through high school at all?
No, I've never played. I went to a couple of Wazoo camps, and I got to do scrimmages and stuff, but no.
So with Saturday, what kind of atmosphere do you expect? A Saturday night game, televised, ESPN?
Hopefully an Apple Cup, atmosphere. That's what I would hope for. Just loud, exciting. Looking forward to it.
You mentioned your mom. How's your family? We talk about how you're handling this, but how's your family kind of handling this too, with allegiances on both sides and stuff? And obviously going to be a exciting game on Saturday.
Yeah, my mom, is rooting for us no matter what. I think deep down my uncle wants to root for us. Just he's got way too many obligations up there that it would be tough for him to say that he's rooting for the Broncos. But no, they're handling it great. They're looking forward to it. It's going to be nice for them just having to take a quick drive on Saturday afternoon. They don't have to fly down here or anything, so it'll be fun.
You're not sure if your uncle's going?
I am not sure.
Okay. Yeah.
If I, he's on tour. You guys can probably just harass him about that.
What, he come to Virginia, but he can't go to Pullman? No,
yeah,
it's
Awesome. Thanks, Brett.